You got this. I just read.
What's up, you guys?
What's up?
We're back with another episode. What did you want to address from the last one?
Well, first and foremost, I need to address my crazy looking hair that, you didn't tell me about.
I didn't look. I didn't pay attention, honestly.
Yeah, so basically, guys, I'm always wearing a cap. Like 95% of the time, I'm in a cap. If I ain't sleeping or showering, I'm in a cap. And, I had some product in my hair, which kind of like...
The putty stuff.
The putty stuff. So, I don't... And to begin with, I don't even know why I took my hat off before we started recording, but I did, which is unusual in itself. Hair. And then I had cap hair and didn't know until afterwards, but I needed to address that because I know, I'm more than sure the comments are.
And then you talked about cutting your own hair since middle school stuff.
That was the other thing, right? We were ragging on Courtney Cox for her crazy looking bangs. And,
And you had rooster hair in the back.
I had rooster hair. But, no, that's all good.
I love your hair.
Thank you. And then the other thing, and also my hair's kind of long. You can't really tell, but it's long.
Well, yesterday.
Well, you can tell with how far it was sticking out, right? But it's got a little bit of length.
Yeah.
And with that stuff in my hair, that putty stuff or whatever.
It sticks it up.
Yeah. But it's all good. Whatever.
Whatever.
Lesson learned. I'm wearing my cap forever.
I like you in caps.
Cool. Yeah, so that was the other thing, right? So we didn't even introduce ourselves. We just dove right into it, huh?
We were pretty excited about it.
Yeah, so this is something we've been wanting to do for a while. And yesterday was kind of, or not yesterday, but when we recorded the episode, we kind of just spontaneously said, let's just do it. Like, if we don't just do it, we're never going to do it. And so we literally just set up and we did it. We didn't plan. Yeah. We just went for it. So, but we were able to take a few bullet points as to what we need to fix. And so hopefully that's what we're going to do more of. Yeah. Hopefully we'll fix those errors. So, yeah.
You ready?
That's Rick. I'm Marissa. And come vibe with us, baby.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today?
What I noticed, well, personally, I used to always be on Facebook, like all the time. For whatever reason, as soon as I grab my phone, just get on Facebook.
Yeah.
Recently, lately, maybe like a day.
The last 5 minutes?
I didn't get on it.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it's been a couple of days already where it doesn't interest me anymore to jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as I wake up, you get on it and it's kind of like, I don't know. I wanted to see what your take on social media platforms are. What do you think about them? Are they negative? Are they positive in some ways?
I think I'm I don't know if I'm torn between the middle of it being good and bad. Clearly it has both, in my opinion, right? I don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Why?
Because I feel that it consumes us entirely too much. We spend way too much time on it. We miss out on so many things, like little things, especially if you have kids and stuff, those little hey mom, look at this, and you're like this, hold on. That's leaving a negative impact on your kid, and just so many different negative. I mean, there's positives obviously too. I'm entrepreneurial. I have little businesses that I have, and they're very beneficial to small businesses, right? Because everyone's on Facebook, and if you have any kind of business, whether it's a product or a service or anything that you're selling, it's a good way to get whatever it is you have in front of people, right? So there's positives to it, but I just feel like there's more negatives to it. I feel like we would, if social media were to go away entirely today,
How do you think
we
people
would be
would
fine.
be?
I think it would be a hard transition for a lot of people.
Right? I think a lot of people. It's because nowadays, it's like it is like not that it's only time consuming. Consuming. I said that consuming.
You said consume.
What are you thinking of?
Oh
Just
my
kidding.
god.
It's like some people take it like it's their life type of thing.
Oh, definitely. They take it
Like,
way too serious.
wake up, post something, and it's like I wasn't the type to put my stuff out there pretty much, but I was the one that's like my whole page is full of like memes or those quotes, like stuff like that.
That's the meme queen.
If that's my page.
Yeah.
Like for all that. But
because you personally like reading those things.
I am very, yes.
I feel like when you're sharing those, I don't even feel that it's for other people. I mean, I'm sure it is for other people. Like if someone reads it and they find it inspiring and it helps them, cool. But I feel like because you really love those quotes and they make you feel good, you know, you share them and you want to share that positive energy to other people.
And there was a time where I think so. I had thought about this a while back when I would post a lot of funny things. And I think personally, I wasn't in a good place. So I looked into funny stuff a lot just to like get me through the day.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I would post it because in my mind, it's like, it's helping me.
It's distracting you.
So maybe somebody else is having a bad day. It'll pop up on their feed and make me like get them to laugh or something.
Right.
So that's how I would use it personally. I would think of like I'm feeling a certain way today, so this kind of helped. Let me share it. Maybe somebody else comes across it, and it'll lighten up their day too.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's not all bad. It's not all negative. There's definitely positives that come from it. But I just feel like maybe the negatives overpower or overweigh the positives. Maybe not by a lot, but they do. I mean, I feel like, so I'd be lying if I said that, if I posted something, I wasn't checking to see if I had any reactions to that post. You know what I mean?
There's people that are like that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would say most people are like that. I mean, otherwise, why would you be sharing it, right? You want to see what kind of engagement you're going to get off of that post. And I think that can be a little, I don't want to say toxic, but I mean, that in itself can be very consuming,
I don't know if I would call it toxic, but
not toxic, yeah.
I think it does. I think it does do something to like your self-esteem type, somewhat, where it's like if you're not getting the likes, it's like maybe they don't like me, or maybe they don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure people feel that way. There's people out there that feel that way. And we're seeing that's a negative effect.
There's those people that'll like, they have to throw in a picture. Like, let's say it's just a regular selfie, they don't get that many likes, and then they put another selfie where it's like they're actually revealing, and then they get all these, like,
right.
It boosts them to where it's like, I don't know, what if they do have self-esteem issues, and then it's
and that helps?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with, like...
But then it's like, okay, so then what? You gotta always be showing your...
Right, so that's what I was gonna say. Like, so what, then you have to degrade yourself? You have to show cleavage? You have to...
Post booty
pictures? Like, why do you have to do that to feel better about yourself? Or why do you think that you have to... Why do you feel that you have to post that in order to get reactions from other people?
Yeah.
Or positive reactions? Because I feel like...
Or the attention.
You can still do that without having to do any of that. Just social media in itself, I guess it can be good, but I feel like it can be a toxic place for us, especially if we're spending way too much time on there.
Yeah.
But so let me ask you, what changed for you Like, why are you not on
on
there
it so much
often now?
anymore. Just for the same reason, it's very time consuming. It's like, and then for the same reasons that I would post things where it's like maybe it'll help people feel better. There's a lot of things that people can post to bring you down too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, and I'm very like that. I'm very like, I'll feed off of other people's energies or whatever. If I'm gonna wake up in the morning, the first thing I see something negative, it'll probably
It'll ruin your day.
might not ruin, but it'll have an effect for sure. It'll kind of be like, that's the first thing I saw, like.
But it'll definitely set the tone for what the rest of the day will be like. Yeah. I mean, I'm like that myself too. I don't like to wake up early in the morning and see nothing but negative shit. You know, I mean, I get it. You know, the world isn't all sunshine and rainbows, but again, that is something that we can control. We don't have to automatically grab these things as soon as we wake up and, you know?
Yeah.
How about starting the day like with a prayer or even just being grateful that you even woke up?
Yeah.
You know, there's so many different other avenues that you can take before grabbing your phone and hopping on social media.
Yeah, like super first thing in the morning.
Yeah. And so, especially like if you're an early bird and you're waking up at 5 in the morning and you know no one wants to wake up. For one, waking up at 5 in the morning is already a struggle.
It is a struggle. I do it every day.
And so having that and then also the added negative energy coming from social media, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good for you. It's not good for your psyche. It's not, yeah. So that, I mean, again, social media is cool. It has its cool aspects. But again, if social media were to just disappear today, I would be fine. And
remember MySpace?
I love MySpace.
MySpace was fun.
MySpace was the
bomb. I loved it.
MySpace was the bomb.com.
Yeah.
Yo, I used to make money off of MySpace. I used to design profile layouts.
Yeah.
And it was sick, man. You had your little music player.
I know.
You could change your top 8.
The backgrounds.
Yeah.
Everything. The font colors. Like, at that time, we all had, like, that graphic design class in school. We would learn all the, like, the
HTML
codes, to change all, like, the fonts, the color to the fonts, like, all that stuff. It was so much fun.
What was before MySpace in that world of, like, platforms, like social media? Is MySpace the first?
For me, yeah. I don't know if there was anything before that.
I mean, I think before that was, like, the Yahoo chat rooms and all that.
Like the messages and
AOL
stuff.
and all that. Yeah, you remember that stuff?
Yeah, I do remember that. Do you remember having landlines and that you'd have to connect to it?
Dial-up. You mean dial-up?
That.
I was gonna say I remember our landline phone number. To this day, I still remember.
Oh, I still remember my landline number. Yeah.
And I low key kind of want a landline.
You know what phones I've always wanted? The ones where you have to like.
Oh, the rotary phones.
That one, I always wanted one. I don't know why. But
I mean, if
they
you
always
have a
caught my
landline,
attention
it'll
because
work.
they're so like antique looking. I love it.
That's how my mom is. She loves everything old.
I can't wait to get there. Just kidding.
You're there. As far as loving old shit, you just said you want a 1820s fucking phone. Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
The ones that like you hook and it's like the.
Yeah, but MySpace was cool. So I think that's what we grew up. See, and that's the other thing too. Like most of our life has had social media. When did MySpace come into play?
I think high school. I think we were in high school.
Yeah, somewhere there. We were young. We were teens when social media came into play. So that's us, and we still had a good chunk of time without it. So I feel like
because
I feel like if
how old were you?
I don't remember. In the teens, for sure.
But like early teens, no, it was like what, 16, 17 or so, 18.
Yeah. I mean,
when it all started.
Yeah.
Well, for us, it started.
But that's what I'm saying. So we still had that period before, a long period before where we didn't have it. So I feel like without it, we'd be okay. There's kids today that all they know.
Grew up with it.
Yeah. They don't know, going outside and playing with marbles on, and shit like that. This is their playtime, getting on here and apps and shit. So for them, I would assume it would be a rough transition if this shit ever went away. I don't feel like it's nowhere nearly as much as when we were growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was at the parties. I mean, clearly we didn't have,
phones and tablets,
I think the closest
iPads.
thing that we had that would keep us inside was video games. Right?
True. My brother was a video game junkie. Still is.
No, but even like when we were smaller, like we still had stuff like that, but I don't think those would even consume us that much.
It would consume him a lot.
Would it, like when we had like the 64 and the
like
Nintendo
at nighttime,
and the Sega?
Wasn't there a Dreamcast or something like that?
The Dreamcast, yeah.
So at night, once he would come home from playing after school, he was up playing video games.
But see, he would still
play outside. Yeah.
Kids today won't leave their room for days because they're just playing. It's so advanced now that, I mean, you got kids peeing in bottles in their room so they don't have to leave.
What?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Kids take this shit really serious these days. They won't leave their rooms for days at a time because they don't want to, whatever, they're on a fucking...
Yeah,
they're on a hot streak or whatever. I don't know what the fuck they call it, but... Yeah, that shit's crazy to me. I think even that is a little too... I would be okay with them bringing down the quality so that kids won't want to play as much anymore. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, I mean, you need to be out there, man. I feel like kids need to be out there playing, getting sun, being active.
Maybe that's why kids get sick so much now.
Yeah, right? They're not out there eating dirt us.
Drinking water from the mangueras.
Mm-hmm. Now listen, we're not telling you how to parent your kids or anything. I'm just saying, like,
I know, I'm the one that brought that.
Social media and the advancement in video games is just insane these days that kids don't want to go outside and play.
Yeah, they don't.
It's very consuming. It consumes us, and I just personally don't think it's good for us, for your mental, for any of that. I mean, you see how kids get. You take away their tablets, their phones, their video games, like the type of tantrums that kids throw these days over that stuff. As opposed to us, no, you can't play video games. What would we do? We'd go outside and ride our bikes and stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll go have fun outside. Climb a tree, fall off of it, have a scab on your knee. It's fine. You know what I mean? You can't convince these kids to go outside. It's insane.
But, we're not saying all.
No, not all of them. Not all of them, obviously. But the fact that that's even a problem.
Yeah.
Is, I don't know.
But anyways, did you ever get into Twitter?
Briefly, not too much. It's kind of boring.
I don't know what I never got into that, so I don't even know what that was about.
I don't know. I mean, Twitter, it was popping around the same time as like Facebook, right?
When Facebook
came into play. Yeah, I never really got into it. I know a lot of people have it even now. Like it's really big and it's popular.
It's still
super
a thing.
Popular.
But what
it's always been
just
a thing.
Like what do you do? Like you just post stuff or what is it?
I guess I don't know. It's like having a having a Facebook or a Myspace without any other feature except for being
text.
Yeah, just posting statuses.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you just put your status.
You know what? I'm not even gonna say that because I don't know. I don't hop on Twitter like that. I might be totally wrong.
I don't know what it is.
Who knows? It just never caught my attention, so I never.
What do you think the difference from Facebook to Instagram is? Because I kind of veered off into Instagram now instead of Facebook.
I think.
I don't know why.
I think a lot of it has to do with the difference in content on Instagram, right? Like on Instagram, it's mainly like, like it's just pictures and videos.
Yeah.
So you can't like really like share like articles and stuff like that.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's I feel like just the difference in content, and it just feels like I know Facebook owns Instagram, but it's a totally different world.
It feels different.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it has a different effect. I can hop onto Instagram and get off it and just be fine. And then for some reason, if I hop into Facebook, something will come up where I'm just like, ugh.
Now, one thing I rarely, and if I do, I mean, it's rare, hop into is Snapchat.
Oh,
I don't even know
that's
why I have
right.
Snapchat on my phone, to be honest with you. It's probably, if anything, I'll probably use Snapchat only because of like certain filters or.
That's what I was gonna say. I do like Snapchat's filters, but I don't go into anybody's story. I won't. I would rarely post now.
I
I
don't
used to
even
be
get
real
in
active
there.
on it.
I don't even really hop in there.
I used to be really active on that.
I think what happened with me with Snapchat is that I used to have this one phone that anytime I'd open up Snapchat, it would totally drain my battery.
I heard about that. There were people that would say like, "Oh, ever since I got Snapchat, like my phone just dies."
Yeah, and ever
Super
since then,
fast.
so I stopped using it because of that, and like I just never hopped back into it. For one, it's kind of lame, anyways. It's kind of whack.
It's kind of wet.
It's kind of whack, but yeah, social media itself, I would be okay with it going away, and I'd be fine. Here's a good question: what do you think about social?
There's the hat. It's coming off.
It might. I don't like flies flying around near me,
We were just eating, so
and there's a fly just buzzing around, and it's bugging me. Oh, so what do you think about social media and or like what it does to couples? Because it can be you
a
know,
deal breaker. Well, not
a
a deal breaker, but
it can cause problems.
Yeah.
But now that's obviously not the platform, right? That's just the
I think
person.
that's just the couple and
The person, right?
yeah, because so you have this. There's this thing where what's the word? You always fill in my blanks, babe.
You didn't say enough for me then.
I know. I'm trying to find my words. This misconception, I think I would call it, where if you have a joint account,
Okay.
it's like, oh, like they're just like toxic. Like one of them is like extra jealous.
So they need to have the same
have
account, right?
Yeah.
To know what's coming in, what's coming out, what's going out.
And maybe it came about for that reason. Like maybe that's why people have this is it conception? Is that the
Misconception.
word? Misconception
Mm-hmm.
of why people or why couples have joint accounts, because maybe they do it like for that reason.
Maybe.
But
so look, we're in a relationship.
what? I'm just kidding.
God. We're in a relationship. I have my account. She has hers. I've never once questioned, felt any way about it. You know, I don't hassle her to see her phone. None of that. But that's because I trust her. I'm secure with what we have.
Yeah.
And I don't Oh, he's fucking with me now.
We
He
have a
feels
guest.
right here. And so I'm very secure with where we are in our relationship that I don't, feel the need to have a joint account. I mean, if she ever wanted one, that'd be fine. If she ever asked me, like, how about you delete yours and we just have one, I would be totally fine with that. But yeah, I don't go through her phone. I've never asked, like, yo, let me see your messages. But yeah, so I don't know. I would never want to. Like, not that I wouldn't want to. I don't mind it. I wouldn't feel the need to come to her and be like, "Yo, let's have a joint account," because I don't trust you. I trust her 100%.
Well, same with me. I don't have I never feel the need to like grab your phone, or even if you're on it, I'm never like, "What are you doing? Like, who is that?" Or like, who's liking your stuff, like who's commenting, who's this, like stuff like that, for the same reason, because I'm just secure.
Right.
100%.
That, and most of the time it's just my family. liking my shit.
True, same with me. I don't have
I don't know.
anybody.
See, I was thinking about this, and I swear I'm not trying to come off as cocky or arrogant or any of that. But I do wonder that if I were to get, if today I was getting the engagement that I used to get before, if it would be an issue. When I was younger, a little like a few years back, I could literally post anything, and the engagement would be ridiculous.
But is it because you would have all these different friends on your social media?
They were just girls.
Mm-hmm.
They were just girls.
But it wasn't like family.
No, it was just
Okay.
girls.
So that changed.
I mean, ridiculous for someone who, at the time wasn't an influencer, nothing like just some random dude, getting, 200 likes on a post or whatever. You know what I mean? That's pretty high, I would say, for just an average dude that doesn't do anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
Would that change how you feel?
I don't think so.
You would still be pretty secure?
I am pretty secure with you and what we have to make that an issue. Yeah. The thing is, the difference... Because
I would never do anything to jeopardize.
The difference there is that... How can I... Now I'm lost at words again.
Look for them. Find them. Where they at?
Under your hat. Just kidding. The thing is
hiding under that hair?
You don't make me question our relationship or where I stand. Or where I stand. You don't make me you don't give me a reason to feel like
insecure, jealous, or right.
You don't. I don't feel that at all.
I make it very clear where you stand in my life.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Good.
So I wouldn't. Even if I make up a scenario to where it's like, oh, what if he's around some person? I would 100% be like, no, my mom wouldn't do that.
Look.
And
that's what it's all about. Now, listen, we're not perfect. We do have our problems, but one of the things that I love about our relationship is that we're able to communicate with each other in a way that if there's anything wrong, we're able to talk about it, figure out what it is, talk about it, and fix it, and we're able to move forward as opposed to don't talk to me no more. I don't,
Or use like a silent treatment. Yeah. And then that's when you're like, what the hell's going on with you? What's up?
Right. We get through it. We work hard towards our relationship to have a good relationship, because any good relationship is going to take work, and we work hard at that. Right. I would say we do. We put in a lot of effort.
I don't want to say that we work hard on it. It's more of like, it comes out from naturally. Like,
no, of course.
As soon as one of us is feeling off, we know it.
Of course.
And we're real quick to just be like, what's wrong? What happened? What got you feeling like that type of thing?
But what I'm saying though is that even in a scenario like that, it can be so easy to just be like, just to turn the other way and be like, they'll get over it. I don't feel like dealing with that. They'll get over it. No, we work towards being there for each other. Mm-hmm. It is a natural thing. Me and this one, we're like the same person. It's insane.
That's why I call myself Rick.
And yep. But it's insane. We're like the same person, and so it's super natural with us. But again, we're not perfect. We have our flaws, and there are things that we do work towards. But because of that, I feel that we're in such a good place in our relationship, and why we don't fight as much. We do argue, but it's not a lot. It's not. I would say it's a lot lower than normal.
I wouldn't. Okay, so there's the thing. I don't know if I wouldn't call it more than normal, because we're basing it off of our pasts.
Well, no, I'm basing it off of relationships that I've seen, people that we know.
Okay, so if from our own experience to people we know, think of this, let's say we befriend a couple, in a healthy relationship where it's like you and I.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you wouldn't be like, oh, we fight less than them, but it's just because they have
No, it's not a competition
better communication.
Right.
They're more compatible. Like, I was going to say, because you're like, oh, we're like the same person. I wouldn't necessarily say we're the same person, but we're very compatible.
I didn't say we're the same person. I said we're like the same person. And what I mean by that is that we have a lot of the same interests. We think very alike. We do have very opposite opinions on a lot of things, but we do find a common ground with those things. You know, whether it's, just agreeing to disagree and respecting each other's opinions.
True.
And not having to be like, no, your opinion's wrong and I'm right. No, like, I respect your opinion. In fact, I look at it as it's a different perspective as to how I was looking at it. So I can look at whatever my opinion was, now I have a different way of looking at it.
And that's what I think that's another thing we have where it's like we're understanding.
Very understanding.
We're understanding to where you're coming from. Like I'll be very understanding to your point of view, but you're understanding with mine. And it doesn't have to be where I'm right and you're wrong. It's kind of like, oh, I get what you mean. I see. I get it.
Right. I'm not forcing you to think my opinion is the opinion. And likewise with you.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying though is that we have a lot in common. We just have a lot of similarities. We view a lot of things the same. We have a lot of the same taste in a lot of things. So I'm not saying we're the same person, but because of all of those other things, it feels like, man, we're like the same person.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're gonna have differences because we're not the same person. But yeah. But because of that, the fact that we're not the same person, I mean, there's things that we'll have to work at, right? Yes, a lot of things will come natural to us, whether it be being attentive to one another, because that's just who we are, because we care about each other. And I feel like that's just the bare minimum. Like, you just have to be attentive to the person.
I feel like it should just be natural.
Yeah. It should be in you to do something.
You care about the person, so of course you're going to be like...
And now if we were to come across a couple who, let's say, argues even less than us, then it wouldn't be a competition. It would be more like, man, I would want to be more like them. Like, how can we get there?
It kind of be more like
how could we aspire to fight even less than we do now?
Yeah.
Which is not a lot already. But yeah, I love our relationship.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
It's the best.
It's
the best.
The best. But yeah, so going back to couples using like the same accounts and stuff like that, I think it does have a lot to do with the person.
It does.
I think
I feel like this. If you already don't trust your partner, and you're having issues with that, then I feel like a lot of things are being neglected on your part. Like, whether it be, expressing yourself to them. And if you're already doing that and nothing's changing and they're, not, like, if they're making what you're expressing feel invalidated, then
100.
I feel like then you're settling for something that maybe is not the best for you. And
that's what sucks, because it's like, if you have a partner that won't all the notifications, like all the notifications. I never delete notifications. I just always have them there, and he's just like, delete it.
I hate it.
Anyways, so it really sucks when, let's say you have separate accounts, right? Like you and I. And let's say I bring up something of like, who's this? Who is she liking your stuff? It's kind of bothering me. Like, this is just a random person that you don't even know, blah, blah, blah. And instead of like taking that into consideration and being like, you know what, I'll just delete this person. I don't even know who it is, first of all, whatever.
And if it's making you feel this way, there's no need for her to be there.
Yeah.
Or for that person to be there.
And there's so many people that'll just be like,
no,
I stop looking at my
why
shit.
are you tripping? Yeah, just don't look at it.
And then all of a sudden, you're just not even their friend anymore on Facebook or something, and it's like, what? Like, why'd you delete me? And it's like, well, because I don't want you looking through my stuff.
Oh, you mean like couples?
Yeah.
Like a girlfriend will delete the boyfriend, like, don't look at my stuff, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and it gets kind of dicey there, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
Isn't that just like red flag after red flag after red flag? And that's why I feel like if that's happening and you're still there, then maybe you need to reconsider a few things as to who you're with.
Mm-hmm.
If that's in place, then maybe it's not the right situation for you. And I know that that's a hard decision to make for a lot of people, to even consider something like that, let alone act on like walking away from a situation like that. But it shouldn't have to be that difficult if you're in a relationship with someone who truly cares about you. For one, that scenario wouldn't even happen.
True.
Two, if it does, it shouldn't even be an issue to make that scenario right and fix it, if they truly care about you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, I don't know. I just feel like maybe that's just not the right scenario, the situation for you, and maybe you need to do a little more searching within yourself to hopefully pull yourself out of this place and put yourself in a better position, better situation. Because nobody deserves that kind of treatment. No one deserves to feel like they're less, or like their opinions don't matter, or like their feelings don't matter.
They just get invalidated.
And yeah, that's not right. And nobody deserves to go through that. And if you're going through that, then just know that you deserve better.
Yeah, you do.
Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
There is somebody that's not gonna make you feel like you gotta compete with all these other people for their attention.
That's right. I feel like these are decisions that you as a person need to figure out, and you need to pull yourself out of that, because either way, I can come in and say, yo, you deserve better, but nothing will change until you make the decision that I do deserve better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see.
Dan, we said we weren't going to get that deep in this one.
I know, we jumped into relationship
and
stuff.
We started off with social media, but I think on that note, social media, final thoughts on it. I mean, it's whatever. It's going to be around. It's not going away. It's going to be around, and just got to make the best of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully not use it as a tool to be a complete asshole. You know what I mean? In any scenario, like in any aspect. An online bully, whether you're using it to pick up girls or dudes, to be sneaky. Look, listen, if you're not happy with your person, just tell them that. There's no need to, fucking, there's no need for all that.
That's why they delete each other.
Just dip out. Just dip out and just go y'all separate ways and avoid the drama.
That's how they're like, that's why I deleted you, because I didn't want to start shit.
Avoid the drama, avoid the hurt, just walk away from each other. Start fresh. Fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, and if you really think about it, it's like, well, if you need to really think about it, you gotta put like, what's keeping me here? Like, if there's always gonna be something, the good is gonna outweigh the bad, or the bad outweighs the good. If it's damaging you, your own self, your own peace of mind, you don't need that. To constantly be with somebody where you don't even know where they're at.
Right.
Nah. That does a lot.
Always questioning, right? Who are you with? Where are you at? Like, no, you don't need. You don't need to be living your life like that. Like, in general, you should be able to be secure with yourself and with whoever you're with, to not have to live in constant question every single day, and then not even get the answer. And then not even get answers, right? Always have some
You always have to be like,
why are you like this? Why don't you trust me? Why are you always over-exaggerating? Why are you always tripping? I don't know.
Oh, bro, maybe because you didn't come home till 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah. Again, it'll take you yourself to get you out of that situation.
Mm-hmm.
we can sit here and talk for hours. The closest people to these people can tell them every single day, but it won't matter.
Yeah.
But hopefully, hopefully it does though. Hopefully this will be like one of those moments where you're like, yeah, dude, I needed to hear that today.
True.
Mm-hmm. But make the decision that's right for you. All right, this got way too deep. We've been out here way too long. And
what's y'all's take on social media?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Good, bad, ugly.
Definitely leave us a comment. Let us know what your take is on social media, on joint accounts, on
Is it affect the effects of it?
Yeah, the effects of it. How do you think it would affect you if it just left altogether?
We had no social media. But like you see, there's a lot of people that stay in touch with family through social medias.
Of course, I mean.
So but I mean.
How would they do it back then?
You have to have like their number or something.
Let's get back to writing letters, baby.
Send them on my pigeon.
Send them on a pigeon. Yeah.
So yeah.
Leave a comment. Let us know what y'all think, and leave us suggestions as to what y'all want to see us discuss. Because we will be doing this every week.
What you want our take on.
We're gonna try to be as consistent as possible. And we'll be definitely working on other...
We're no pros here. This is just us.
Yeah, this is just us, just in front of this camera, giving you our take. And hopefully our take is something that might, again, give you that one little, like, yeah, I needed that.
Extra boost.
Yeah. That's really the goal here. If we can help some people along the way with our opinions and what we think about stuff, then it was worth it. Yeah. Sitting here for the last hour talking about social media and stuff was worth it. That's the goal, right?
Yes.
Yeah. On that note, peace.